Hi, Tony. How are
Hi,
you?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
I
First of
see you.
all, congratulations on this new show. The first Nigerian Netflix original, and just celebrating African talent just on a global scale. We say thank you so much for also just being a part of that. I am John Otto from Actor Space in South Africa, which is a platform that speaks about all things relating to the industry. And also, we are in the business of celebrating and archiving actors within the South African and African industry in general. So,
Okay.
just to start, I just wanted to ask, how are you feeling about the release of Kings of Boys: Return of the King? It's come out, it's here, people can finally see it. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling terribly excited and terribly anxious at the same time. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this project, and the trailer was released a few days ago, and the reaction to that has been insane. And that is just a trailer. So I'm like, what happens when the actual series hits Netflix?
Yeah,
I'm just really excited to be honest.
yeah.
Anxious, but extremely excited.
No, it's amazing to hear. And what kind of activities have you been like engaging in to prepare yourself for the release? How you been getting your fans excited for the release and everything? Family as
I
well.
have I been getting them excited? I think they've been trying to get me excited, to be honest. I've just been sort of just, doing what I regularly do, to be honest, just kind of waiting for the release and, letting that kind of do what it will do. I
Yeah.
think my fans have been the ones since the trailer dropped. I think that has been insane. You would think that the actual show has dropped. My DMs are full. I'm getting calls going, oh my God, the trailer is amazing, this and that. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. This is great. It's reminding me, I think I had forgotten a little, the mayhem that KOB1 caused. I think I had forgotten. It really was crazy. I had never experienced anything like that, I think, with any film. KOB1 had this crazy, crazy cult following, and we call them the KOB army, KOB fans, and they were intense and they were so passionate and they really let us feel that. And I'm feeling that again with KOB2, just from the moment we dropped the poster and just from the moment that we dropped the trailer. And I'm just like, okay, here we go again. And the thing about KOB2 is that it's bigger and it's better than KOB1. Everyone's been saying that KOB1 is the little brother of KOB2. I think that KOB1 is like the cousin that they brought from the village. KOB2 on like a night bus because
Yeah.
man, I watched KOB2 for the first time um yesterday and I was in literal tears. It had me in tears. I cried at the end. Not just because it was so emotional. It was so emotional just seeing everything come together, right? And we had shot KOB during NSAS. It was quite a chaotic time. There was so much happening. There was so much going on, and it impacted our shoot quite a lot. We spent double the time shooting. Like I said, there was just so much going on. I cried a few times. I think a lot of us cried on that set. I know Auntie cried. I know Kemi cried. I cried. Vincent cried. It was quite a stressful sort
Yeah.
of just the whole situation. So all of that come together
Mm.
and just watch the magic that created because it really is magic. There's nothing else. There's nothing else I think I can call it outside
Yeah.
of magic. It's overwhelming for me and it makes me emotional, and that's the
Yeah.
truth.
No, it's amazing. And as a watcher of KOB now, I completely understand the craze behind it and the cult fiction behind it. It's definitely set a huge tone for our industry as well, so, and in Africa in general. And just also speaking about,
Yep.
the process of what you guys are going through, having also filmed during end SARS, such an emotional time, especially for the youth. And also with KOB one coming out 4 years ago, and KB2 kind of coming out now. All those years being apart from the characters in the show, how has that affected your process in terms of getting into character and finding Abiola again?
Oh man, let me tell you. For For my character, Young Eniola, I put on weight and I cracked my voice to be able to look more like Angela and to be able to sound more like her because she has quite a husky voice. And when Kill B 2 came around, and when we're done with Kill B 1, Kemedi Siba, our director, had said she wasn't making a part 2 because Kill B 1 just took so much to make. And she's like, I'm tired, I'm not going to be making a part 2. So I didn't think there was going to be a part 2. So when I got the call, like, hey, big head. Hey, I was like, I mean, I was excited because I was ready, but I thought, first thing I thought was, oh my God, I'm going to have to put on weight again. And I'm going to have to lose the weight again. I'm going to have to crack my voice again because honestly, those things were not easy.
Yeah.
Were not easy to do. So I thought, all right, can I do this again? I have to because Young Aniola just, she sets a precedent. And I was like, I wasn't expecting sort of the mayhem that came with that character, to be honest. And I was like, oh, the pressure is on high. I need to be able to sort of live up to it. I'm like, all right, I can do it again. So I went through the whole process again, put on the weight again, crack my voice again. And this time it was more challenging because Young Aniola speaks 98% Yoruba in the part 2. Yeah. Almost no English, and my Yoruba is like not very good at all. And she's not just speaking Yoruba; she's speaking like proper adages. And I'll explain to you when I got the script, I'm like, oh mom, there's lots of Yoruba in this. Can you help me sort of with my translations and things? And she was like, yes, I can. Don't worry. When you're ready, bring it, and we'll walk it. So I took it to her when it was time, and she was like, no, I it's like, I have no idea what is on this paper. I'm sorry, but I don't know what kind of Yoruba this is. She was like, this is like my great grandmother's Yoruba. I cannot I want to put it into perspective. My mom, who speaks Yoruba fluently, couldn't even translate it. That was how conk that Yoruba was. It was proper old school, proper like thick, rich Yoruba. But Kemi Adesiba's father, Dele, he was our Yoruba coach. And he was amazing in sort of coaching me through. So it took a lot of work. And to be honest, my Yoruba, I did a lot of cramming. So I would generally sort of understand, okay, so what is she saying? What does this mean? So what it means. But in terms of the words, I'm making sure I had the words right, the pronunciation right, and things like that. I had to sort of really cram that, to be honest. I had to just practice it to like make it perfect and sort of then to deliver it and make it seem seamless. So you who is watching cannot see the work that is happening. So I'm not going to lie to you, that took a lot of work. That took a toll on me. At some point, I'm like, I don't think I can do this. At some point, I called Kim and I'm like, can I just say some things and maybe half of it, 70% of it in English? Because she was like, no, I'm like, oh, because you don't want to seem like you're freaking out. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Well, it's fine. I'm just gonna, oh my God. And then I have a nervous breakdown like after, but honestly, somehow I did it. And I watch it and I'm like, wow. I'm watching me and I'm like, I can't believe this person doesn't really even understand what she's saying. It's so believable. So I believe on myself, and I'm grateful for the opportunity because roles like this, films like this, they don't come around so often. We got to do part 1 and that was amazing. And to be able to do a part 2, honestly, is a blessing. And let me tell you, when she said there was going to be a part 2, at first, I wasn't going to be in a part 2, actually. At first, she had said, oh, which is fair because in part 1, my character was in flashbacks, It's like, we're not going to do part 2, but we had spoken about a prequel. So I knew I had a prequel coming. So I was like, oh, it's cool, no worries. And then somehow she just calls me and goes, okay, here's the script. I'm like, yeah, so, you're in part 2. And she didn't even remember that she had told me that I wasn't in part 2. I was just talking. I'm just like, wait, pause. Yeah, part 2, like what are you saying? I was super excited, so I'm just really happy to be able to like be here and be a part of it, especially now having seen the series because it's amazing. It's like I want to cry even thinking about it. Amazing.
Now I can imagine. And also coming back. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said I'll stop talking now, but yeah.
Oh no. I was just saying, so like even that, coming back for part 2, you're playing a character that's played by 2 people, one person played by 2 different people.
Yeah.
How were you able to, first of all, did you feel any pressure to, act the same way as Auntie Sola, or did you find a way to kind of do it yourself in your own way and find your own voice within that same character?
Did I feel any pressure? For me, I'm sort of an actress who, when I get a character, I sit down and I think of everything that I need to do to bring this character to life as believable as possible and as authentically as possible. And whether you like it or not, all actors are going to carry themselves into the characters that you can't help it really, because it's you. However, when I was told that I was going to play the younger version of Shola Sobowale, I immediately went for part one. I had never met her till we shot together, which was the last day. YouTube was my resource. Luckily for me, she had a lot of content on there. So for months, from the moment I got the script to the moment we shot, I didn't take any other roles. I focused on I was studying her every day. I studied her so much that I would fall asleep watching her and hear her literally in my dreams. So I would study her mannerisms, her voice. YouTube was my resource. Now for KOB2, now Anshala is like my mom. We're really close. So I had direct access, and I like disturbed her life. I was a pest. Once we're done shooting, I would go to her room. I'm like, actually, yeah, I want to know like how you would kind of like do this. And then the only thing I didn't do was like maybe watch her sleep. That's like the only thing I didn't say. Like, oh, how do you sleep? But like I would shadow her, just watch her, ask her questions. Oh, I would make her recreate some of my lines. I want to see you do it. I want to see how you kind of, it's a real pest. So definitely, I feel like you're gonna play the younger version of a person. For me, I wanted to be believable. I wanted people to see as little of Toni Tones as possible and really believe that they were watching a younger version of this woman. So I, did all the things that I thought could help. I put on the weight. I put on weight for it. I cracked my voice for it because Auntie Shola's voice is sort of it has this husky tone. And I thought, okay, if I kind of cracked my voice, I could sound more like her. So I studied her mannerisms, her movements, her facial expressions, her, the way she moves her hands when she talks. I did all of that, and then I put it together, and Young Eniola was kind of what you got. And mind you, when I did all of that work, I still wasn't expecting the frenzy that sort of came from it. Honestly, when I get a character, I just do, it's what I would do for any character. I get the character and I just do whatever I think needs to be done to give me the best version of that character as possible in my mind, right? If you look at actors like Jamie Foxx, who played Ray, Will Smith, who played Ali, these people all but become these people, and that was the precedent that I was trying to follow as well. So I think it's an understatement to ask if I felt pressure to be more like her. I was like, I want to become her. I don't want people to see me at all. Putting on the weight, I told myself that, okay, if I'm going to put on this weight, by the time this movie premieres, I need to have lost the weight, because I put on 40 pounds to play her. I'm like, I need to have also lost this weight by the time the film comes out, so the work is apparent. Because if I stay the same weight, they're just gonna think, oh, that's my normal size, and this and that. There's a lot, but I'm from how people took to her. I think the work was clear. I think people saw the work and appreciated it, which was all the reward for me, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing, and you did an amazing performance as well as you did there. Everybody know about and it was very entertaining and amazing to see. And we don't have enough time anymore to continue. Wish I could stay the whole day, but unfortunately we have to close it off. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the interview and just wholeheartedly and openly just expressing yourself and the journey that you went through.
My absolute pleasure for having me. Thank you. I need to know. You need to let me know what you think.
And I realized also how important KOB is to you. Sorry, can you please say that again?
I say you need to let me know what you think about the film when you watch it as well. I can't sort of wait for everyone to sort of see it. And
yeah, no, I'm so happy about that. And just thank you, and just have a blessed, a premiere and a year going ahead as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.